2nd of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Toshma. Toshma. Okay, welcome back, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi.
We're starting today from Toshma. First word in the page, first word in the line is about 12 lines down. It's Dichui ko madchele.
It's 99A1, right-hand column, the last paragraph. Toshma Hanosein.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So Alan Alan, are you there? Not hear that? Okay, so Lou, you want to lead off the reading?
Okay. Toshma Hanosein Taliso Leuman. Come and learn. He gives his talus to a craftsman. Yamaru Viho Diu. He finished it, and he told him, Bill, I think you need to mute.
Okay,
Thank you.
let me get the button here. Wait a minute.
Thank you. Afilu mikan ve'ad asara yamim. Even from now until 10 days, Eno over alav mishum lo salin. He does not transgress on account of it, because of do not keep it overnight. So if he tells him, I'm done with your talus, and he's got 10 days in which he can hold on to it and not be over the transgression of keeping somebody's talus overnight.
Okay, so we have to figure out who is the one who's not in violation of lo salin. Is it the balabais, or is it the uman? Who's the one who's not going to be in violation of lo salin?
Right.
It's not clear from the Gemora, really. And Rashi. Is there any Rashi on this section over here? No. Gemora, no Rashi yet. Let's just finish until the there's another din that the Gemara is going to say now. Nasnu lo b'chatzi hayom.
Nasnu lo b'chetzi hayom. He gives it to him at noon, I guess, half the day.
Yeah.
The middle of the day, my English says. Kevan she shak'a alav hachama. Even, I'm sorry, as soon as the sun sets on him. Over alav mishum ba'al talis. He transgresses on account of the prohibition it shall not remain overnight.
Right.
Now, this one uses the phrase Baal Talis, and the previous one used the phrase Lo Talis. So is it the same law, just two different ways to say it?
I think so. It's an interesting question why it's using a different expression here. There must be something to that. I don't know what it is right now, but
Second.
oh, okay.
We talked about this last time, Lou, when I was speaking to I was with the rabbi on Thursday, and this is lo talim, which is the law about keeping. If you take a deposit from somebody, that you have to give it back to them, that you can't, so he can have it to his use overnight, like a collateral. You take his blanket or his cloak or something like that, that you have to give it to him. You can't have the permanent use of it. So that's the question that's going on here. So the craftsman has to give it back to him. And that was part of the problem. So that's what he is, whatchamacallit. The question whether it's if you give it to a craftsman, does he have to give it back to him each day to use as collateral? That's the real question.
Okay.
Don't see Lou though, so I don't know. Okay.
Lou, oh, I saw that he answered the phone.
So wait for him to get back, otherwise we're at the same point again.
We are in the same point. Where's Alan? Alan, come back, please. Alan was here in the morning for the first year. Okay, Alan is, I guess he's also busy with some pressing matter. Okay, so Lou has raised one point over here. Why is it? Lou's point is this. His question was as follows. The first time the Gemora tells us about this Avera, it says, Eno over alav mishum lo talin.
Morning, Phil.
Oh, there's Alan back.
Good.
Welcome back, Alan. Okay. So the first time that we're in the Gemara over here on 99a.
Good morning. I'm going to mute again so it doesn't bother Lou.
Okay.
But Alan, you better catch up on Alan. If Alan wasn't there before, each time another person's coming in, Alan missed the beginning of the Toshma.
Tell Alan where he could find the.
We're starting on 99A1.
Functions they'd originally
right column
that were set to
where it
perform.
says the Gemara presents a challenge to Afsi's position. That's where we started today.
Alan, did you hear that?
Alan, 99A1. I am not mute.
99A1?
A1, right column, after the break, which is the Gemara presents a challenge.
Sorry, I'm working on something with a doctor for my son, so I may be in and out. I'm going to mute myself and I'll just listen.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to ask Alan to read the interesting passage over here of the Toshma.
All right, 99A1. Okay, right.
You're
The
reading-
Gemara, got it. The Gemara presents a challenge to Rab Asi's position that a craftsman acquires the improvement to the utensil. To Shema, come learn a proof from the following brisa. Chanostain teliso le one. In the case of one who gives his cloak to a craftsman, Gemora if the craftsman finished it and informed the owner that the cloak was ready, but did not return the cloak to the owner, filalo mikon be'ad soror yamim no over or love mishum lo, even from now until 10 days. To loan, the owner does not transgress on its account the prohibition. It shall not remain overnight. To nos lo, si hayom. If, however, the craftsman returns the cloak to him in the middle of the day, kayon shak'a alav more, as soon as the sun sets on him, over or love mishum bal to the owner transgresses on its account the prohibition. It shall not remain overnight. The salor ka the torn or mourn kone be sure. Now, if it should enter your mind that a craftsman acquires the improvement to the utensil, or my ver mishum bal to loan, then why does the owner transgress the prohibition? It shall not remain overnight by withholding the craftsman's wage after the cloak is returned. Why the money he owes the craftsman should not be deemed the laborer's wage, but rather proceeds of a sale, which are not subject to the prohibition against withholding a laborer's wage.
Okay. Okay, so that's what the Gemara has done over here. A toshma. It's toshma means come and hear a proof, and the proof over here is what we're looking for over here. What the Gemara wants to show us is that we have a proof from this brisa over here against Rav Asi. He said that the uman acquires with the shevach that he makes in the kli, and this brisa, the Gemara Tainas is a proof against him, that there must be that a uman is not kona b'shevach kli. So we'll keep that in mind as we read what it is that the din is that the Gemara is saying. First, we got to do is we got to figure out what is the din that the Gemara is telling us, and the Gemara is mentioning two different cases. So the first case was a no saying taliso leuman. Balabayas gives his talis to the uman to I guess to do something to it. Gomro, he finishes his work that he did on the talis. Vahodio, and he informs him that the talus is ready and he could pick up the talus and of course pay him for his work that he did. So afilu mikan v'ad asari yomim, even if 10 days go by, I don't know what happens on the 11th day. We're not going to get into that right now. But the Gemora says even if 10 days go by and he doesn't do anything, he doesn't come and pick it up, he doesn't pay him. Eno over Allah bishum lo talin. The balabais is not going to be in any transgression of the prohibition of lo talin. That's the case. That's the first case. But then the Gemara says a second case. Nosnalo b'chatzi hayom. But if he gives it to him in the middle of the day, kevin sheshok olav chama, since the sun, once the sun sets, over olav mishum bal talin, then he's going to be in transgression of the prohibition of lo talin. And Blue pointed out it doesn't say lo talin over here; it says bal talin. Why did we change the way that we express this prohibition? That's a good question. And I see that the Rashash deals with this question. But before we answer that question, let's get to the more basic point of understanding what's the difference between these two cases. Why in one case is he in transgression, the balabais? And by the way, we're talking here about the transgression is the transgression of the balabais, the one that owns the talus. There's a prohibition of lo talin, which means don't let an obligation that you have to pay a worker go overnight without paying him. And so in the first case, even if 10 nights go by, he's still not in transgression. Whereas in the second case, as long as as soon as the sun sets and it's now nighttime, the first night, he's already in violation. So what's the difference between these two cases? Anybody could come up with a reason? We don't have any Rashi here to help us.
Okay, I'm going to unmute here.
Yes.
If you read the word, catching some of the words in Art Scroll, the in-between words, we're saying that the first case is where the craftsman finished it, and then he informed him. He told the balabayit, come pick it up. So that's the case. So the question is, it doesn't mean that he has to rush, so to speak, and pay him right away and pick it up. That's the question. That's what the first case is talking about, the ratio. The Seifa is now, the question is, the Uman is giving it back to the owner, the Balabayit, already. So since he's giving it back to him, that's saying that the Balabayit has it's on him to pay it. Remember, he gave it to him this time. It's not just saying, come get it. He gave it to him. So now that he gave it to him, what the Balabayit is, the Balabayit transgressing, not paying him on time, letting the day pass without giving him his money for the work that he did for him.
Right. That seems to be the reason. Why in the second case he's in immediate violation with the first night. If he because it says the Bryce of Nostalo, the Uman gave the cloak back to the owner, and it didn't say that in the first case. In the first case, it just said he informed him that his cloak is available to be picked up. That seems to be the difference between the two cases. Why in the first case he's not in violation if he delays, whereas in the second case he will be in violation if he doesn't if he doesn't pay him before the sun goes down, because the difference is because the Uman gave him back the cloak that he was working on. Okay, very good. Now maybe now is a yeah.
There was one Rashi here on this. And this one Rashi is this phrase, "Amai over." Why is he transgressing?
Yeah, okay.
And that's ha zavuni ka. And that's kind of like he needs to be paid, so to speak. Ka mizabein. He needs to pay what is to pay lay to him.
Hazavuni nahale. What does this
Mahale.
word zavuni mean?
Zavuni has to do with paying. We went through, that, I explained this as being, that's the Chad God Yah word. He paid him 2 zuz. For his goat, God Yah. So it's a paying thing. That's the paying what he pays for what was good. Below sechiro haya, and it's not just wages. He's paying for the work that he did.
He paid. Well, if he paid him, in other words, the Gemora. What is the Gemora? Which prohibition is the Gemora talking about over here? Am I over? Gemora is talking about the prohibition of Baal Talin or Low Talin, whatever you want to call it. That's the prohibition that we were talking about in the first 2 cases. First case he was not over. The second case he was, and now the Gemara is asking him, "Am I over?" If the Uman is Kona b'Sheva Kli, why is the Baal Bais over on the prohibition of Baal Talin? And it's true that this word zivuni would seem to be to pay. You want to bring up Chad Gadya, the Abba Zavin Bitre Zuze. Does it mean that he paid with 2 zuz, or does it mean that he bought it with 2 zuz?
No, he bought it.
He bought it.
Right.
So what we're saying over here, what Rashi's pointing out over here, in other words, he was Kona. He was Kona. The father, Chad Gadya, the father was Kona with the payment that he made of the 2 zuz. He was Kona. The Zav and Abba, it was Kona. He bought it. He bought it. And that's the same language that the Rav Asi says, the Gemara is quoting over here, that a Uman is Kona. He buys it with the Shebach of the. So Rashi's saying, if it's the case, like Rav Asi says, that a Uman is Koine, he buys the Kli, he acquires the Kli with the improved value that he has put into the Kli with his work. If it's true, so then the Gemara says, am I over? Why would the Balabais be in transgression over here? Explains Rashi, he has surely bought this, according to Rav Asi, he has surely bought this Kli Nahale, from him. Sevunikam Bezavin is a language of emphasis. He has surely, the double language is indicative of the fact that that Rashi's saying that he has surely bought the kli from Nahale, from the Balabait. Below skiris he, and it's not a skiris. What's it mean? It's not a skirus. It's not a if the uman has bought the kli, so it's not about, oh, you're a worker, you're a day worker who's paid by the day, paid by the hour, whatever the rate is, and I'm paying you for your work, and that's what you're getting, and that's it. But such a type of a day worker is not capable of making any acquisition in a in something that's given to him to work on. So therefore, that's why you've got to pay him the wage, because he's just a day worker. He's just working for his wage. He doesn't acquire the kli. He doesn't acquire the kli with the improved value that he's making in the kli. He's being paid for the time that for his work to work on the kli for that day. And so therefore you have to pay him at the end of the day. That's the obligation. If you don't, you're in violation of lo talin. But over here, if we say like Ravasi that the uman has the ability to be kona b'sheva kli, it's not a skira, says Rashi. This is not a matter of hiring a day worker to work the day for you, and then at the end of the day you pay him for his labor. If we go according to Ravasi, and he's kona he acquires the kli, so that's what he got. And but he's not working as a schir yom. He's not working as a day worker. And if so, that would be the reason why, according to Ravasi, he's not the pasuk of lo talin will not apply to him. The pasuk of and therefore he would not, according to Ravasi, he would not be in violation of lo talin. And so therefore the Brisa is proving that if we see over here that he is in fact in violation of lo talin, the Balabayit is in violation of lo talin. So therefore it must be that the uman that worked on this cloak, he's not really acquiring anything over here in the kli, in this code. He's not acquiring anything in the codes, not the code or any improved value in it. He is simply a worker who's working for the day, and therefore you got to pay him at the end of the day. And if you don't do that, you're going to be in violation of lo talin. So we see from this brisa that we do not hold from the din that Ravasi said that a uman is kona b'shevach kli. Okay. Lou looks like he's at the Pesach table. He's ready to go out of Mitzrayim.
Sorry, I'm going to have to leave in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I'm just getting myself prepared so I can jet out of here and stay to the last minute.
Wow. Okay. Very good. So now let's take a look at the Gemora's answer. The Gemora answers this proof. In other words, it's going to dismiss this proof. Amar of Mari Bere the Rav Kana. And maybe Phil hasn't read yet, or Phil read the Rashi. Okay, so back to Lou before he leaves.
I can read for another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Very short paragraph.
Amar Rav Mari, Bere de Rav Kahana. Rav Mari, the son of Rav Kahana, said, Bigarda Disar Bali. With the teasling of a thick cloak.
With the what?
I'm not sure what teasling means. Teaseling.
Wow, you got to look. I don't know what that word means either.
No 14 sort of explains it.
Raises the nap, the hairy surfaces of the cloth, by gently plucking up the surface fibers. This is done by brushing the cloth with a special teasel brush made of thistle heads. If that helps you, very good.
Well, we went through this last time, that Rashi's basically saying it's like you're combing the wool somehow. It's a special brush to work on it.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Where there's no, the important point is the Leica Shivcha, there's no improvement.
Right. There's no shevach over here in what the Uman is doing.